We just got back from OPTECH here in Las Vegas, and one of the big themes of OPTECH was centralization.
Absolutely. Centralization has been a theme for a lot of years, and properties started to centralize their staff so they could be specialized years ago. But now we're really seeing the data and the metrics coming back about the value of centralization in the real world, right? It's no longer a concept.
Yeah, I think that the report card was saying that 3 of the 4 panelists said that they were, that exceeded their expectations as far as their centralization efforts and the results they're seeing from it. So it's really something that's been validated, and we're going to see more adoption with these big groups.
And one trend that we've seen with centralization is it is essential for property managers, leasing staff, and maintenance especially to be able to seamlessly get into different properties whenever they need to, that they're authorized to get into. So having a mechanical key for this door and that door and different systems has created an incredible challenge for properties to centralize.
Yeah, you don't want lock boxes to juggle at each property and managing codes and PIN codes for those systems. Really, you want as much adoption of smart access as you can so that you can centralize the management of that, give credentials to the right people when they need them, remove them when they shouldn't have access, so you have a robust system of permissions that align with that, and a central platform to manage that, right?
Absolutely, and that idea of centralization and creating our workflow and improving that is great, but my background is security, and we can't lose track of that. And if we have a maintenance person, in the past would have only worked at one property, and now they're working at a diverse portfolio of 10, 15, or maybe even more different buildings. They're specialized in their task. Well, if they have mechanical keys to these 10 or 15 buildings and something happens, now it's not just a challenge for one property. You might have to replace mechanical keys at dozens of properties. So the value of having smart credentialing and allowing staff to use their phone to open up doors has just become more and more important than ever.
It's essential. I think you're not building a building going forward without smart locks on them. And I think that the challenge is going to be how do you retrofit those properties that don't have smart access today to fit into the to meet the needs of centralization, and kind of from centralization to your maintenance team and possibly working with external vendors for those resources as well, to the leasing teams that may be floating amongst properties. There's a lot of needs. Obviously the residents themselves like the convenience of the smart access, but really there's a lot of operational efficiency that comes from that kind of unified smart access platform.
As an industry, we've focused on resident experience for so long, and we should focus on resident experience. But I think with the push towards centralization, we're starting to realize that operational efficiency needs to be in that same discussion as resident experience.
Yeah, I mean that you're trying to figure out what's the return on investment for the smart access system, and yes, the marketing aspect is great, but really the operational efficiency is huge as far as understanding why are you investing in these technologies. And it's going to be important to invest in technologies that are going to be future-proof. There's a lot of competing standards for access control, and I think that the industry has adopted Bluetooth mobile credentials as a really strong base right now. But going forward, there are native integrations into the various platforms, digital wallets, and the expectation of that.
But I also feel like from the software side, we can't just lose track on one really cool process, because the tech stacks at multifamily properties are really diverse, right? And when you have a diverse hardware tech stack, to be able to have the right software platform to manage a diverse tech stack, that's not an easy task. But having that centralized software platform that can manage a large tech stack is essential for improving efficiencies.
Yeah, absolutely.